What's up, guys? It's DPX here with a review of the movie Tenet. And yes, I am doing this one very differently. I'm in front of a green screen now. But let's get right into this. Tenet, directed by Christopher Nolan, and stars John David Washington and Robert Pattinson and Kenneth Branagh and a bunch of other people. Is it good? Let's get right into it. But before we do that, you know what to do. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and leave a comment, and you'll be a loyal subscriber, man. Now, Tenet. This is a movie where, you have time, sort of a time travel-ish movie. But, here's the Wikipedia synopsis. You can pause it if you want, because that's the best way I can tell you without really getting into spoilers. And you probably heard from many people online that this movie's very confusing. And it is, yeah. But, sort of in a Christopher Nolan sort of way. He sort of does this type of stuff. He keeps a lot of stuff from you and, doesn't tell you throughout the movie until a certain point. Like, some certain things happen at the beginning, and then they come back later. And it's more important. It's like, oh, wow, You know what I mean? I didn't think this was a bad movie. In fact, I thought this was pretty good. It was actually very entertaining. The setup was a bit strange. Like, the very beginning, the very first sequence, basically the title sequence we saw when the movie started, was a bit strange. See, I knew it was... Going into it, I heard the reviews saying it was, confusing. And I also knew it was, a time travel-ish movie, and I went into it sort of thinking that it was confusing because, the way the events play out in the movie might be a bit, all over the place. So that's kind of what I thought when the movie started. But at the beginning of the movie didn't really come into play later on. My main issue with this film is that, well, it's kind of confusing, but also, in a good way. Christopher Nolan's keeping things from you. I said this already. It's something he does, And also there's something called, inversion, where, there's the time, but, it's sort of reversed, and it's... God, my brain hurts, man. I will say, the score is also really good. I forgot the composer. But, it's not Hans Zimmer. I know he was supposed to be the composer, but he was busy with other stuff, so he couldn't do it. But someone else was the composer of this. And the score is really good. And also, the performances are great, too. John David Washington's really good, and so is Robert Pattinson. And Kenneth Branagh as the big bad guy. He's really good. And the one woman in the movie, I forgot the actress's name, but she's really good too. Another complaint I have, not a big complaint, but was the protagonist, as he's sort of a bit flat in a way. Is he doesn't even really have a name. John David Washington's character doesn't even really have a name. He sort of goes by the protagonist. That's pretty much his name. And that's all we know about him, really. So, something just happened, so I had to stop the video. Kind of forgot what I was saying. I think I was talking about John David Washington's character. He's not written to be the best. Yeah, he's not written that well, but... his performance sort of saves him for me, You totally buy that he's, this spy, And that's another thing. This is sort of like a Christopher Nolan's version of James Bond, almost. It's like a spy thriller, heist film, And I thought that was really good. Also, the action in the movie. The action was really, really good, man. There are many fight scenes. I'm sure you saw in the trailer where it's certain people are inverting in time, and it looks like that one hallway fight scene in Inception. And the set pieces are great as well. And the concept, I didn't mention the concept at the beginning, but the concept is really good. It's sort of like a time travel movie, but it's not necessarily. It's a time movie. I'll call it that. A time movie multiplied by 1,000 almost. You know, Christopher Nolan's own take on it. There's a lot. The thing is, there's a lot that I'm trying not to spoil here. I might do a spoiler video. I don't know. I'm not sure. But there's a lot to spoil here, which is why I haven't really been talking about much. But I'll say this: it's a really fun movie. It's a really good movie. It was very confusing though. That's the main thing. It's a bit unnecessarily confusing as well. Like some things just aren't answered. Like I've said this before. There are certain things that are kept from you for most of the movie, and then towards the end they're answered. Other things are just not answered though. That's the thing. That's where it's confusing. It's like, well, so this happened, but what about this? But if that's the case, then how about this? But then what happens here? And then if that happens, over there happens. Did you get that? Do you get what's happening? So yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it. I probably won't go back to the theater to see this. I will say this though, you should see this in the theater. This is a movie theater movie. But I probably won't go back to the theater despite the pandemic and everything. If I want to watch this again, I'll probably wait for it to come out digitally or on HBO Max or something. So yeah. One more thing I want to mention is that the sound mixing. Yeah, that was a bit strange. It wasn't entirely bad, because it wasn't like that for the whole movie. But there are certain scenes where you couldn't hear what the characters were saying because there's a noise that was too loud. Also, I just want to mention this. I don't think this was a problem with the movie, because this happened during like the trailers that were shown before the movie. So I think it was a problem with just the movie theater I was at. The audio was like a good 10-20 decibels louder than it probably was supposed to be. A couple times I had to cover my fucking ears. So that was nice. But yeah, the sound mixing was kind of weird, but I don't know. I don't get what happened there. And I read some other reviews as well, and it's not just me. The sound mixing was a bit of an issue there. Aside from that, though, this movie was really like a really entertaining film to watch. Despite the fact that I was pretty confused for a good portion of the movie, I was never bored. I don't fucking know how that happened, because if I'm confused, not necessarily having a fun time, but I was having a fun time while also being confused. I don't get how that happened, but it did. And I've heard many people say this, and I totally agree. This is both Christopher Nolan's best and worst, all like jumbled together. And yeah, it is. In conclusion, probably should have said that before everything I just said, because yeah, but Tenet's a really like good movie. It's good. In fact, I'd say it might even be like really good, maybe even great. I don't know. I really had a hard time picking a score, because whatever I pick, I think I might change my mind with a second viewing, my bad, or maybe even upon thinking about it again. Whether it be a higher score or a lower score, I really don't know. But this is this is an interesting movie. Like, when I got out of the theater, if you saw my DPX channel, if you saw that, I posted like a almost like 30-second like out of theater reaction video where I was like at a loss for words. I really didn't know what to think of it. But I had some time to think. And I'm gonna give Tenet an 8 out of 10. Again, I can see how that's like maybe a little too high for this film, but also how that may be like also a bit low, or maybe just right. But I can really see some people, really digging this film, and some people really being frustrated with this film, and I sort of fall in between. I wouldn't say frustrated is the right word, but it was definitely, I didn't entirely dig how confusing it was. Like, it was definitely more confusing than it needed to be. But it was also very enjoyable. I don't know, this is a very interesting film. I don't know, maybe when the end of the year comes and I rank all the movies I saw, maybe my thoughts will change on this film. Who knows? But yeah, that was my review for Tenet. Did you enjoy this review? Do you agree with me? Have you seen the movie? Have you not seen the movie? Do you want to see the movie? Or do you not care? And if you've seen the movie, do you like it? Do you not like it? Anything about the movie, let me know down below. And also let me think about, or I can't speak. Let me know what you think about the new setup for my movie reviews. I'm thinking of doing this from now on, but not if you don't like it. Let me know what you think. And yeah, if you like this video, come subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.